Hey there, this is Dara Connolly, your fearless confidence coach. And in this video today, I am going to show you my top 3 tips on how to show self-confidence. Let's do it. Okay, let's jump right in. The very first tip I want to tell you today is how to use your body language to exude self-confidence. Now, as you may or may not know, when I taught martial arts for many years, we learn how to stand and hold our body. And the reason why we do this is because over 85% of our communication is nonverbal. So it's really important to use your body language to your advantage when you're walking into a room or trying to win over that job interview. So let's break it down, because when we think of body language, we have to start from the top down, of course, with our eyes making eye contact. When people have shifty eyes or they refuse to make eye contact or look down, it really shows they don't have any self-esteem. So I want you to use your eyes. Use your eyes to look at the other person's eyes when you're talking and when you're listening. Very important. The other thing that you want to do is to use the palms of your hands to show your hands. Now, I know a lot of times people have a natural tendency to use their hands when they speak, but you have to remember confidence is a very fluid and deliberate motion. We don't want to be sporadic or erratic, and we want to be very calm and controlled. So if you can use your hands by showing them, but show and then go back to stillness. So hands are an important part to establish trust in your clients or the person you're speaking to. So if you're hiding your hands behind your back or in your pockets or arms are folded, it's going to show a little bit less confidence and that you're someone that may or may not be trusted. So you want to show your hands and then go back to stillness. But remember, not frantic, not sporadic. When you think of how a martial artist moves, right? They are very deliberate. When they kick, they put their leg down, or how a gymnast moves when they stick their final performance, they stay still. So not frantic, not sporadic, but very calm, fluid, secure, and deliberate movements. Now, I know that body language is speaking for you, whether you realize it or not. So sometimes we have tendencies that we do that we don't realize. Maybe you have a tendency to scratch your chin or to maybe have a twitch or look away. So practice speaking in front of a mirror, or even better, record yourself and see how you look when you speak. Can you hold your head still? Because when people are speaking, and whether they're listening to you or you're on a stage or in an informal gathering, they're looking at your face. They're going to either look at your eyes or your mouth. And so they're looking at your head and your face. And if you move a lot, it's going to look very distracting. So body language that is calm, doesn't move too much. And so if you can keep your head somewhat still, it's going to even show more body language confidence. So be sure to try this and check yourself when you speak in front of a mirror on a camera and notice what you do. Okay, the next tip I want to teach you about how to show self-confidence is to use pace and tone with your speaking. Now, most of us speak way too fast. In fact, let's test this. Say your name out loud right now. Say it again, your full name. Most of us say our name so fast because we know our name. You've been saying your name your entire life. But the truth is, the other people don't know your name. So when you introduce yourself, take time to really enunciate your name, Dara Connolly. Now, especially if you have a tricky name like I do, you have to slow it down. Don't just slur through it and say it quickly, assuming other people know who you are. If you want to be remembered and stand out and make a difference and be an impactful speaker, you have to say your name a little bit slower. Doesn't matter what you're speaking. We in general speak too fast. So how about we start to practice a little bit of pacing. In the speaking industry, we call this cadence, where we'll speak, then we take a pause, speak, and pause. It's a couple words and then a pause. Now, when we do this, it actually makes it easier for the person listening to follow what we're saying. So this is helpful if you're saying something that you want them to remember, or if you're explaining some technical jargon or something complicated, or if you're about to reveal your big point. I want you to slow it down to emphasize it. Anytime that you speak is with a rushed pace or you mumble, you have to remember that you are diluting your message and nobody can follow what you're saying. It's not going to make an impact if it's too quick. So don't hurry your thoughts, take up time, and also take up space. I've once heard, and I believe this is true, that when you walk into a meeting, imagine people sitting around an office meeting, and you look around the room in about 2 seconds, you can tell right away who is in charge of that meeting. Do you know how you know? You can tell maybe by where they're sitting, but what's even more interesting is how they're sitting. The person who takes up space in the room is often the one in charge. So think about that. Are you taking up space with your words? If you rush through and speak too quickly because you're worried that you are taking up too much time, or maybe you're nervous, or you're trying to hurry it up, you are not leaving an impact with your words. So take time and make sure your words land. Now, before I get to tip 3, this is a good time to remind you to go ahead and smash that subscribe button so you're notified when I publish new content. And after this video, be sure to check out the plethora of videos that are available to you below at DaraConnollyCLUB, which is a brand new club that you're not going to want to miss. Okay, now tip 3. We've already talked about body language. We've talked about slowing it down and really pacing yourself. But don't change everything, because the bottom line is I want you to be you. You have to let your personality show. If you go out and you begin to speak like other people speak, or you try to mimic their style, it's going to come across really inauthentic. So be you. If you're funny, be funny. If you're serious, then be serious. If you have a style that's a little bit more relaxed, or maybe you like to sing, or you're a joke teller, or you like to use statistics, let that out. It's okay to be you. This doesn't matter if it's a casual, informal way you're speaking to someone, or if it's a presentation on a stage. Let your personality show. And if this is a formal presentation, do you know what's really interesting? When you are you, it's going to help you relax, because it's really hard to remember your lines or remember what you're going to say if you're so busy trying to copy somebody else's style. So we can relax a little bit and let our personality show. And your naturalness and the personality that you bring will be exactly what the audience wants to see. And that's how they fall in love with you. So show who you are and let your personality show. This is important because a lot of people are afraid to do that. I'm inviting you and encouraging you to be yourself and speak in the way you normally speak. Because as a professional speaker, in the beginning, I didn't know what my style was, and I would try to mimic a little bit of how other speakers did it. Didn't feel natural to me. I would try to use their language and say words I wouldn't normally say. And then at one point, I remember exactly, I had notes in front of me and it was very carefully scripted. And I said, I'm not even going to say the notes. I'm going to put it away. And I took a breath and I paused and I looked at the audience and I just started talking. And it became very natural and it just came out. I can't even remember to this day what exactly I said because it wasn't scripted. And when I came off that stage, so many people came up to me and said, that was really powerful. I really connected with you. So when we speak in a way that's casual and we use words that we normally use in speaking, then it is authentic and people can tell that. So don't be afraid to do that. As a confidence coach, I coach people to the stage and I've seen all different types of styles. Some are very animated. They have a lot of energy. You can think Tony Robbins. Others are a little bit more quiet and reserved and soft spoken. That's all okay. Whatever your natural style is, bring it. Don't try to copy somebody else because you won't be able to keep that up for very long. I've seen people that are very dramatic storytellers that really get into their story and relive it, and you can be there with them, picturing every detail. I've seen people that are very funny and people that are dry humor. The best way to connect with your audience and let them learn to see a little bit of who you are is to trust in yourself and be yourself. And when you're not pretending and you're not mimicking somebody else, Your personality comes out. And the cool thing about that is it helps you relax. You don't have to be stressed about it. So let me know in the comments anything that resonated with you from this video, and then be sure to click the next video, which is how to show confidence during an interview. In the meantime, go ahead and click the link below for DaraConnollyCLUB so you don't miss all the amazing content that is there that is not seen anywhere else. Okay, until then, you are amazing.